All right, so the book we're going to be talking about today is a book by Paula Hawkins. It's her book that she released in 2017. It's called Into the Water. Now, you would have heard Paula Hawkins' name before. She's a author that wrote The Girl on the Train. Now, The Girl on the Train was a really successful book that turned into a major motion picture, and I've read and I loved. So let's get straight into it. In the last days before her death, Nell called her sister. Jill didn't pick up the phone, ignoring her plea for help. Now Nell is dead. They say she jumped, and Jill has been dragged back into the one place she hoped she could escape for good, to care for the teenage girl her sister left behind. But Jill is afraid, so afraid, of her long-buried memories, of the old mill house, of knowing that Nell would never have jumped, and most of all she's afraid of the water, and the place they call the drowning pool. I thought I'd really enjoy this book. It had a real witchy type of feel to it in the beginning, especially with the river and the hill that these people have fallen off, and the flashbacks to the old witches' days and the drownings. If they were to be seen as a witch, they would sink. If they weren't a witch, they would float, but they usually ended up dying anyway. But it kind of just pulled away from that storyline and just turned into this chaotic whodunit murder mystery. Although I wanted to read this book because it was by Paula Hawkins and I loved her book, The Girl on the Train, this new book that was released in 2007, Into the Water, it could not be compared to this book, okay? If I had to give it one word, I would say flat. It's not even in the same league as The Girl on the Train, not even playing the same sport. It was really hard to get into. I actually took 3 times to finish the book. Each time I'd get about 1/4 the way in and I would stop and start reading another book. I finally was just like, all right, I've got to read it. I loved The Girl on the Train. This has to be a good book. A little bit disappointed because it never eventuated. The whole plot was a bit chaotic and hectic. The flashbacks in time and there's so many different people adding to the plot line, it just didn't make for good reading. I suppose we should try and rate this book. Now, I'm really disappointed I'm going to have to give it this rating, but I'm only going to give it a 2.5 stars. My reason for only giving it 2.5 stars was the hectic and the chaotic storyline. And the hectic and chaoticness went straight throughout the book into the ending. The ending was horrible. I just wanted the book to end. Basically, I was a little bit confused. It was a little bit predictable. I'm going to be honest. I guessed who did it. They tried to put in these twists and turns that they did with The Girl on the Train, but it was just not successful. You could just tell that she was trying too hard, and I don't want to say it was a try-hard book, but she tried too hard. All right, should you read this book? I'm going to say if you enjoyed The Girl on the Train and wanting something like that, don't read it because you're going to be disappointed. I'm going to say it's probably not the best book to read and I'm not going to recommend this one. Obviously, you've got to try it out for yourself, and if you're still curious, go for it. The curiosity killed the cat, and try it out for yourself. But for me, it was a waste of my time. Do I think this book will be made into a motion picture? Not a chance. Like, not even one little chance.